It's 194 metres by about 170 metres across. There are 20 pitches, and it looks like that's been played on a pitch number 1 or 2. It's right at the far end. And if I was... I was about to say that if I was sitting in the stands over there, I wouldn't go to sleep because the ball's going to be whacking around. Right. You're now sitting in the grandstand. This was the third grandstand. The first one was built in the 1860s, and the second one. I think we have a bit of a battle here, don't you? The second one was built in the 1920s, and the architect was an absolute clown because he produced a terrible grandstand, so bad that he felt so ashamed that he gave the entity a present, and that present was the most famous weather vane in the UK. That's the old Father Time weather vane, which you'll see over the clock tower. Anyone heard of Dennis Compton? Yeah, my hero. Dennis Compton and Edridge stands. You'll notice the stands are quite low because the MC members wanted the tree line over the top. The stand over there is the mound stand, so called because there was a mound there that spectators used to sit on. The bottom bit was built in 1898. The top bit was built in 1987, and here we have to thank Mick Jagger, the Rolling Stones. That woke you up, didn't it? Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger is a cricket nut, loves the game, and he came here with a very wealthy friend of his, who Sir Paul Getty, you might have heard the name, and Sir Paul loved the game so much that he said, I'd like to pay for half of that. And the MCC said, well, that'd be jolly good of you if you could. So Sir Paul Getty paid for half of that. Tavern stand over there, that was built on the site of an old tavern, and that caused a lot of controversy because there was a place in front where people used to meet for a beer after work for the last hour of play. A lot of people from the entertainment industry used to meet there, and they formed a charity, and that charity is the Lord's Taverners, which you may have heard of, who raised millions of pounds for children's charities. The small stand is the Allen stand for MCC members only. And the stand just round the corner from that one there, that's the Warner stand, the oldest stand on the ground, built in 1959. The pavilion. When you think of Lord's, that's what you think of, isn't it? Designed by a guy called Thomas Verity. That was built between the end of the 1889 season and the beginning of the 1890 season, and it cost £21,000 to build. It was refurbed about 8 years ago. It cost them £8.5 million now. Now, you can't see me behind the sight screen, but behind that is a room called the committee room, and that's where decisions are made by the MCC. Above that, you can see with the balcony, that is a home dressing room, and above that is the members' bar. The long room goes right the way across the middle. The right-hand room with the window open is called the writing room. It's where in days gone by people used to use it to write letters. Above that is the away dressing room, and above that is the committee dining room. The white building, on the right of it, is the bowler's bar. Now that is where